It's always exciting. If I have any interruptions, please feel free to take over the conversation. Internet's been funny today. Is anyone able to confirm that we are live?
Yeah, that's coming through on Facebook Live now.
Excellent. So good afternoon and welcome to the Digital Toolkit 2020, the Digital Expert Panel Q&A. This happens live every Wednesday at 1:30 to 2:30. So please make sure you tune in and jump in and ask some questions to the panel. Now we've got, I believe, close to, we do have 8 experts on scene today, so please feel free to either comment in the box below or jump in after you've registered via the ticket link in the Ranking Australia Eventbrite page. Okay, so first of all, we have everyone on the panel comes from all of these different businesses. So Ranking Australia, Hot and Healthy in Business, MFL Creative, Chartford's Chartered Accountants, Your Marketing Machines, Encord, and the list goes on. We've got so many brilliant people involved in the Digital Toolkit every week to provide some insight and experience on various topics and digital challenges for small to medium business. So we're going to start with Nicole Van Hattem from Hot and Healthy in Business. Take it away, Nicole.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Katrina. And it's great to be here for another week. Awesome to be part of such a diverse and skilled panel. I'm the creator and founder of Hot and Healthy Global, and we predominantly focus on educating and coaching women in small business to success without burnout. And a lot of what we do is teach women how to have the confidence and the skills to be able to promote their businesses. And we use a lot of social media and digital platforms to enable them to grow their businesses, do what they love to do from where they love to do it, and really enjoy their lives. A lot of the things we've noticed is that women get into small business because they're looking for a way to have the ideal lifestyle, be there for their family and their friends, and et cetera, and make money doing what they love to do. However, they don't necessarily have all the digital skills and knowledge they need, and they're often spreading themselves too thin, trying to be everything, everywhere to everyone. So I'm really pleased to be here today and talk about social media and digital strategies that can help them reach more people, grow their business, and do what they love to do.
Beautiful. Thanks, Nicole. That brings me to me. So hi everyone, my name is Katrina Poranek from Ranking Australia. I am a web presence specialist, and we work with small to medium businesses to get them found online through means of looking at what's been implemented, what hasn't, and finding any weaknesses in the strategy that they have implemented, or help them build a strategy if they haven't, and essentially get them up on Google and get them seen on social media, for example, and web presence specialist. So passing it on to Amanda Lowry. Do we have Amanda with us today? I don't believe we have Amanda with us today, so we will move on to Trevor. There you go. Trevor is, he must have dropped out. Okay, we'll come back to Trevor. We'll go with Dante next.
Hi everyone, I'm Dante St. James. I'm from Facebook Australia New Zealand's community training network. Here to, I guess, answer some questions if you've got them about the Facebook family of apps, including Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp, and how that can help back up your business and help you to grow your business more specifically, especially in tough times like these ones.
Thanks, Dante. definitely. And then we have Lauren.
Hey guys, Lauren here. How are you all? I'm from the Audacious Agency with my partner in Shine, the fabulous Annette Densham. And together we help people grow their personal brands, get publicity, get on stage winning awards, and then leveraging them to become a really well-known expert in their space. And we work with the likes of Dante and all the other amazing specialists that are here to make sure that when they get their clients coming in the door, they've actually got an idea of what they want to stand out for, who their target audience is, and what their message is. Makes Dante's job, Katrina's job, everybody else's job so much easier because they have a client who actually has their shit together. That's a technical term. And it's awesome to be part of this great group because I learn stuff as well. I'm so pleased to be on the panel because I sit here every time we do this, taking endless notes and learning from all the other amazing experts that you have here today, Katrina, because there's always something we can all learn about how to improve our visibility and being seen as the amazing Nicole does with people, and just everything else that we can learn from these guys is fantastic. And I'm looking forward to getting thrown some curly questions today. Can't wait to get those. And by the way, I am not in Hawaii. It's a backdrop. Isn't it awesome that Zoom have now added videos as our backgrounds as well as still images, so you can be anywhere in the world from your own lounge, which is very cool.
That's awesome. I was admiring it before, and yeah, no, it does look very cool. I do believe that we have, I've got to change the screen for Alex to join. Just give me a second. There we go. Okay, off you go, Alex.
Welcome, I'm Alex from Encord. Encord's a website and digital marketing platform. The idea of our software is to bring all of the tools that you need to run a professional online presence and take control of your website and send email campaigns all in the one integrated suite backed by a team that cares and looks after its clients really well. And we look, we work with Katrina and a lot of the other guys around how to best leverage our platform and build an awesome online presence as well. I'm from a digital design and web development background. So yeah, I'm here to contribute and learn plenty of new things about cutting through on social media as well.
Excellent. Thanks, Alex. And I can't say enough about the Encord platform. It really is a fantastic application for not just building a website, but certainly building an entire business online. So moving across to Liam. Take it away, Liam.
Hi, I'm Liam Fahey. I'm a serial entrepreneur based in Central Queensland. My marketing agency, Lad Social, works across the country and internationally to develop organic content for our clients. Specialising in organic marketing is marketing that you spend no dollars on to reach your customers. It's one of those sort of marketing things that are a little bit on the fringe, but it is possible to reach 50,000 people on Facebook every single week, every single month without spending a single dollar. So that's one of the things I specialise in, along with taking products from local markets into international markets. If you ever wanted to go overseas, have a chat to me. And my final specialty is content creation on TikTok. It's a emerging market, a little bit untested, and there's a few scary things at the moment, but there's a lot of potential there.
You'll have to send me a link to your page, Liam. I'd love to see it. Okay, and take it away, David. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, folks. That's a pretty old picture with me with my beard there, which is pretty ordinary. Look, I specialise in CRM called Infusionsoft and Keep. I also work in ActiveCampaign and a few other systems, but I'm an engineer by profession, so I like to try and build a system that actually works. Most of my clients are done for you, so I actually help them produce the content. We produce the marketing campaigns. We do the collateral. We actually put the whole thing together and get it going. We do use social media for some lead generation and for engagement. But I'm not a blogger or poster or whatever. And it's really about, if they've got a database, I can definitely help them. That's really what I try and specialize in. Businesses that have got contacts, customers that they don't necessarily talk to stay engaged and to monetize that.
Beautiful. Thanks, David. So I'm hoping that everyone's got a coffee or a tea in front of them, or at least a glass of cold water. It has been quite warm because we've got an intense discussion around cutting through the noise on social media. So please pay attention as we begin. Okay, so 4 major areas that tend to come up in discussion. We've got number 1, what should I be talking about on my business page? So I'm going to direct that question through to start with. We'll start with Liam, and I'll get Lauren to jump in after that, if that's okay, guys. Obviously keeping in mind what industry or type of business, I guess, but in general, what should we be talking about on our business page?
Yeah, great question. So I like to break it down to 3 areas: capability, call to action, and branding. Start up your branding. Branding is all about who's in your business, what your business looks like. It's all those elements. You got to remember that people go on to, I'm going to use Facebook as my main example, but any social media platform to see what their friends are up to. They don't go on there for advertising. So design your content to look like non-advertising posts. Simple way to do that, put people in it. Very strong branding post does that. Second thing, capability. Customers are never going to come through the door for something that they don't know that you're capable of doing. A great example of this, had a mechanic. The mechanic, he was complaining he was only working on family cars, wanted to work on 4-wheel drives. So I said, right, grab your 4-wheel drive, put it on the hoist, let's take a photo. Come in next week, shops full of 4-wheel drives. So you've got to show your customers exactly what your products and your services are, because they're not going to ring you up and go, hey, do you do this? Final one, call to action. That's your typical sort of advertising style post. It's your lost leaders, that sort of thing to get people in the door. But it can also just be, hey, we have this new product in, come buy it before someone else does.
Excellent. Thanks, Liam. Definitely hit the nail on the head there. I think Lauren has something to add there, I'm sure, with relation to managing your reputation online as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've got to be very cautious because Dante's listening and he's from Facebook, and we don't want Facebook to know about what we tell people to do because then we're breaking rules. I've been asked this question a lot recently, and I'm guessing it's because a lot of people are online at the moment and they're jumping into the online space because hell, they've run out of things to watch on Netflix or something. And it is an interesting thing because everyone seems to have this plethora of pages. So you've got your own profile, you've got a group, you've got a business page, then you're part of other groups. It's just like Facebook on steroids. And it's quite fun. The other day, I got myself out of about half a dozen groups because they were either very quiet, nothing going on, or they didn't serve a purpose for me anymore. It's quite liberating, I think, Liam, as well, isn't it, to go no to quite a few things. But great points that Liam's made. He's quite right. Nobody wants to be sold to. If you think about yourself, you don't like to be sold to. It's just not worth it. I go back to the 30-30-30-10 rule all the time, Katrina. So when you're sharing any content, it's not just on social media, but anything in blogs or anything else you're doing, in order to promote your area of expertise, it's actually what Liam's talking about. It's a mixture of tips and tools and insight and opinion and what Annette loves to call, well, she didn't term it, this has been termed by the journalism area, newsjacking what's going on at the moment. So if Kim Kardashian's done something stupid, can you jump on that and make your own comment or whatever? So newsjacking, being really relevant and so on. But if you can have a great mixture, it doesn't look like sales, but what you're actually doing is selling yourself to people, but you're doing it in a really authentic way. You're doing it with expertise. So the 30-30-30-10 rule breaks down into 100%, of course. 30% is news. So set up your Google alerts. Katrina, you'll love me telling people to do that. Set up your Google alerts and find out what's going on in your industry and share some relevant stuff that's happening right now and give people some of your brain space and give them some ideas on what's happening. That makes you look like the go-to. You're right at the coalface. You know what you're talking about. The next 30% is information. So that's all the fabulous stuff Liam was just talking about. Tips, tools, insight, photographs of what you're doing. I've just written down myself, Liam, we need to be putting even more on our pages. What is it that we actually do? because as a branding specialist, it's very non-tangible. So images, you know, things you can do to help people with what's going on at the moment, the top 3 things they need to do to make their life easier, whatever it is, mums, homeschooling, whatever your key area is, give away some awesome information and some tips and tools, because that shows people that you're very generous and that you're an expert and you've got some really cool, valuable things to offer. And then the last 30% is that bit about you. Hey, by the way, I've got a webinar, or I've got this thing, or you can download one of my books, or I've got a great workbook for stay-at-home mums, or whatever it is you might have. Just don't do it all the time, not even half the time, only 30% of the time. And the last 10% is fun and inspiration, and that's the shit that goes viral. You know, aren't there some awesome memes out at the moment? I am loving the memes, the ISO memes that we're getting at the moment. And so, yeah, sharing some fun stuff, some inspirational stuff. I know Nicole Van Hatten does this really well. She has such great inspiration on her social media pages, and you just constantly go there for motivation. So it's about growing a tribe and not being business-like on your business page, being you and sharing what's really valuable for other people.
Beautiful. Yes, definitely. Thanks, Lauren. I'm going to pass it over to Dante to, I mean, I know you're representing Facebook, but I know that you are at least mindful of the different platforms for different businesses and what they should essentially be on. I mean, not just one social media platform. So, and then I'll get Nicole to, I guess, give us some insight on how she would coach clients, women in business, in managing their social media platforms. So over to you, Dante.
I think Facebook's had enough airtime so far, so I'm going to add in what my favorite at the moment seems to be. I'm all over LinkedIn at the moment. I'm finding it's just such a fun place to connect with other business people, and also because I work in a business that deals with business. That's a really good place for me to be. There's still a lot of, and Liam mentioned it before, the idea of it's still possible to get some really good organic reach on the Facebook. It's even more possible to get it on LinkedIn at the moment. So I think if you can get on there and actually converse with people, Jo Saunders from WA, who's quite a big mover in the LinkedIn space, has a great idea for how to work on LinkedIn, and she has it as a 9-to-1 ratio. So you're participating in 9 pieces of communication with other people's posts and other people's inboxes and all that before you post one thing of your own. And I think that's almost a good rule to be going with, even when you're working in your groups on Facebook or on pages on Facebook, is that, you know, before you start sending out something of yours, build up a little bit of a momentum of communicating with other people. 9-to-1 may not be the right ratio for Facebook for you, but it may be a good thing that, you know, we're born with 2 ears and 1 mouth for a very good reason. I think you're still on mute there, Katrina.
Thank you. Hazards of technology. Thanks, Dante. Over to you, Nicole.
I have to agree with everything that's been said already, and then I'm going to add 2 little things from me. One is, don't be afraid to share your life. Like, I have a group with 3,500 people in it. It's hot and healthy community. I've gathered them organically, built that community over the last 7-8 years. And sometimes I forget to be human. I'm so busy turning up in my little jacket, and I forget, actually, you know what, and I'll show you here, that I'm actually wearing my gym clothes with a suit jacket on it. And it's okay to share stuff like that. The other day I went and did yoga at sunset with my dog running around so she could go and do her thing. And I was doing some yoga, I was singing, I was happy. And then I walked inside and I was absolutely covered in grass fly bites. So I'm up in these welts and I'm like, oh my God, like, yikes, like I'm literally, my arms are covered. So I take a photo and I put it in my community and I ask a question. Holy crap, this is what happened to me. Oh no, what the hell? What advice do you have out there for me? People love giving advice, ask questions. And oh my God, like, I'm a trained holistic health coach and I learned some stuff about stuff that I should have in my cupboard, like tea tree oil, like what the hell? And saliva, like if you're really stuck and you get bitten, if it's a, you know, jellyfish, probably not. But, you know, the things I learned and the fact that got enormous amounts of engagement. So ask for advice. Don't pretend you're the expert in everything. And it's okay to say, hey, you know, share a story. Like if you're a woman in small business, you could say, listen, I advised a client to do the following. Now I'm sort of not sure if that was the right tip for them. What would you do in that situation? Engage your audience, people, and that way, number one, you might learn. Number two, you don't look like an egotistical maniac in your area of expertise. You show a little bit of vulnerability and willingness to learn from others. And people love giving advice. They just love, telling you where you're right or wrong. And the other one is, it's a little bit about what Dante's saying, but it's solving problems. So it isn't all about you, hashtag it's all about me. No, I'm just kidding. But it isn't all about you. It is about solving problems and encouraging others. So go into posts, other people's posts. If you're in a group or you're on a page or there's a few people you follow, go in there and make comments. I do this on Instagram. It's one of the really good ways we get some of the influencers to say yes to being a guest on our podcast, is we go in there and we comment on their stuff. And it isn't like, oh, love you or something rubbishy. It's like, oh, Jane, I listened to your podcast, or I've been following your page, and this is what I've noticed and seen and experienced. Loving it, not loving it. How about this for an idea? So be a real person on social media, whatever the platform is. Be a real human and solve problems and encourage others. And what I'm saying to people at the moment is, be a motherfucking dealer of hope in this time of anxiety and uncertainty and fear. Just ramp that shite right up. And it's, just go crazy at it. Don't allow any negativity unless it's constructive encouragement. Talk to me about that. I know how to do that one. But yes, be a dealer of hope in these times of potential darkness for a lot of people out there. Have empathy. But encourage them to move forward.
Thanks, Nicole, definitely. Just wanted to pass this one directly on to Liam, I think, to talk about improving the quality of my following, for example. So if you've got, I do know that Nicole, once upon a time, before she created this amazing community for women in small business, she had another page which Facebook sadly did not let go of control or give her any access to the following to be able to do anything with that. So she had following, but she wasn't making any movement with that, wasn't being able to build it into her business model, which I think is something that a lot of people kind of run into, a common challenge for businesses that go, oh, I need followers on my Facebook page, but then they've done nothing with those followers to actually create any sense of quality business from it. So how would you go about or advise on improving the quality of the business page following?
Yeah, so likes, tags, shares, comments, followers mean nothing. It's only dollars in the till as a metric that you should be measuring when you're doing marketing. But as far as getting the right followings, I've seen businesses, so a little bit of backstory, I have worked with a few recording artists, a couple that have had number ones. It was a little bit of a past in my life, but there's a thing where they used to buy followers. Hoipa fake accounts would go in to boost up their likes onto their page to sort of get that filling out. The thing you got to remember is that 10,000 likes on Facebook doesn't mean you're going to get $10,000 a day. You really want to be looking for good quality followers. It's all well and good when you're first starting out to invite your friends to the group, if you can get their friends to get their friends to get their friends to get the right customer. But you want to be targeting out those that have the potential to be a customer for you or have the potential to create leads to customers for you. So you really got to break down what type of customer you want. So one of the tricks that I use with groups, focusing on that, is I'll have the entry-level group, which is for like everyone. And then once they've made a purchase, I'll put them into a new group. That new group is like, so your premium type customers, it's more advice driven, but then I have another stage above that, which is sort of more top tier. So I break down my audiences and my customers based on those tiers, where the bottom group is, there's just rubbish in that conversation. The idea is to get people in, to get them to the next level, to get them to the next level. And as far as the followers, you want to commit your followers from entry to some sort of exit, whether it's you get them onto your Facebook group, and then you get them onto your email list and get them onto your website forum. But you want to be moving them up a tier so you get more direct contact with them and you can get your products or your services sold to them.
Definitely. So we're not sitting idle. So I had this conversation with someone just yesterday, actually. Now she's only had her page up for a couple of weeks and she's already managed. It's very niche, very niche market. For the purposes of keeping confidentiality, I won't go into further detail, but I was quite surprised she'd managed to find 170 of the specific clientele that she needed to follow her page. And I'm just like, wow, all right. So we're talking very specific job placement or role to be able to join her group and then be able to take them from her Facebook page to eventually to a website that she'll be able to monetize. And they're joining in for the sake of that website, but that website's not there yet. And I was just like, when are you planning to do this? She's like, oh, soon. I said, okay, but you've got this amazing traction already. You're going to lose it if you don't take advantage of that and give them something to step up into. So I think definitely tying in with what you were just saying, being able to take advantage of that step up, that layering in your business model and taking advantage of that following as well to give them something to do.
End goals are always important. Little known fact, I own a women's activewear line, and it's all well and good to have lots of females on there, but occasionally we get males that like it. They'll come on, like our page or our Instagram page, follow us. And ideally, you'd straight away think, okay, I'll write them off. They're not a potential customer that I could have for my business. But sometimes we can market directly to them gift cards that they can then buy for their girlfriends, wives, partners, and they become a potential customer. So you really got to understand your audience before you start deciding which category you're putting your followers into.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to ask Lauren to jump in, but just giving Alex the heads up, I'm going to give that last question to yourself to answer, so be ready. Lauren, please give me your impression on improving the quality of the following.
Yeah, I think absolutely what everybody else is saying, they all said, you know, make sure that you're going after the right audience, make sure that you're being relevant and engaging and being authentic. That makes huge sense. The number one thing I think a lot of entrepreneurs and especially solo business owners, if you're working on your own especially, you end up struggling with something called FOMO really, really quickly. Yeah, the entrepreneurial brain is amazing at coming up with awesome ideas and great content. And at the moment, we're seeing a huge number of entrepreneurs doing this because we're so quick at adapting to what's going on in the world. But because we've got that entrepreneurial brain, we are so open to opportunities. We just see everything as an opportunity. And all of a sudden you've got FOMO, that fear of missing out. So you try to be everything to everyone, you know. And I think the biggest thing with quality following and quality database is it's not about the numbers. It's really, everyone said before, it's not about the likes and the follows and everything else. It's the money in the bank. And for money in the bank, I'd say it's not just share of wallet, it's share of heart. You know, we've got some awesome people who followed us for years and they will always be loyal to us and they tell everybody about us. They may not have spent a dime with us, but they are worth their weight in gold because they're out there being influencers for us. And if they hear of somebody who needs our help, they immediately just refer them to us. So you've got to recognize that you might only have a database of 100 people or 10 people, or you've got to start somewhere here. But if there are 10 people who are prepared to spend money with you, that's better than having 10,000 people who don't even know who you are and don't even open your emails. So you're better off to focus on exactly who it is that you want in your life, not just in your business. And I know that Nicole is absolutely, she talks a lot about this with burnout and people just struggling to try and help every Mary in the dairy. Yeah. You cannot do that. Focus on who do you want in your life? Who do you want in your business? Who do you really want to help? What do you want to help them with? What do you want to be spending your time doing? Look, if you don't like jumping on and doing Facebook Live, don't fucking do it. I mean, don't force yourself to do things that are horrible and that keep you up at night and make you sweat. And yes, there's some stuff you've got to push yourself outside the comfort zone. But seriously, do the stuff that you feel comfortable doing, attract the right people to your business and put out the right messaging and the right content that's going to naturally attract the people that you want to deal with. Life is too short to deal with horrible people. It really is. You know, if you've got assholes in your business right now, get rid of them. Invite them to go to your competitor. Yeah, just don't put up with trying to be everything to everyone and ending up with nothing. Don't put the pressure on yourself. Don't think it's going to be perfect. You know, do what you feel is natural and get out there and do as much as you can. But think about the quality of the relationships that you're forming, not about the numbers. This isn't, oh my God, we've got 7,000 people have just seen my TikTok video. I mean, teenagers get off on that, right? It's fun. I've been working with my teenager recently on TikTok and having laughs, and she's getting pissed off with it and all sorts of stuff. But it's not about that. I want 10,000 people following me in 2 seconds. I mean, seriously, think about, does Beyonce really have millions and millions of people who she actually knows? No, of course not. She's got a select group of people that she goes to, her chef, her personal trainer, her astrologer, whoever it is, you know, those are the people that she trusts in a circle. So think about who is it that you want to have really engaged with you, really, like we have with the weekly rocket that we send out every Wednesday. It's like a list of opportunities to be a podcast guest or get in the media and so on. It's totally free, goes out every Wednesday. It isn't something that's just automated. We put a lot of time into creating that thing. But I've got people now saying, of all the emails that I get in a week, I open yours. Yours is the one I do not delete because it's such good value. So if you can get your audience to the point where they're hanging out for Wednesday for your weekly email or whatever it is that you do, then that's the value. It's not the numbers, it's the engagement.
Definitely. Thanks, Lauren. I should potentially put a note on the event, colourful discussion.
I'm sorry, R-rated. I should, you know, is this going out after the watershed? We're all adults here, aren't we?
Yes, but Facebook Live. So just anyway, moving on. Over to you, Alex, to discuss the tools that are available to help generate or create the content and review post performance. I believe that the OnCall platform has a social poster. Does it? Could you go through that and what are the benefits of using it?
Yeah, of course. And Dante and Liam will probably be good ones to talk to about their favorite tools for, you know, managing social media posting and stuff as well. Mm-hmm. But a couple of the big players in the social media posting and tools market, the two ones that I'm quite familiar with are your Hootsuite and Sprout Social is pretty decent as well. So these are the tools for scheduling up your posts and really delving into a lot of analytics around engagement and, you know, what's working well and that type of thing too. I guess comparing that to the tools that we offer at OnCord, a lot of the real aim for our social media posting tool is to better enable that workflow of, I've created a piece of content on my website, right? So that's a really good article or resource or checklist or, you know, that type of thing. I'm going to collate that to go up on the website. Then at the end of the month, I want to send an email campaign about that content, and I'm going to schedule a social media post to go out at a specific time. So that's really the kind of workflow, I guess, that we've tried to enable with OnCord. You'll find our social media posting tool is super simple. It's a screen that shows Facebook feed, Twitter feed, LinkedIn in one place, and you can schedule posts to go out. So really nice and simple to use. And it means that anyone in the business can log in and easily post content out without having to give individual access to Facebook pages and LinkedIn pages and things like that. So it can make that side of things a little bit easier as well. I guess depending on kind of how far you are in delving into scheduling out months worth of content and really looking at analytics and stuff, definitely have a look at Hootsuite and Sprout Social as part of checking out OnCord as well, I think. And there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to use those other tools with OnCord as well. I guess a reminder that the way that we normally talk to our clients about their approach to social media is all in, I guess, the idea that that's where you build the relationships, right? So coming back to what Lauren said before, it's, you know, so fantastic to see at the moment that with everything that's going on, our accounting firms are, you know, using social media and email marketing. Like their clients are hanging out for those posts, you know, every week or every few days about these policy updates and grants and that sort of thing. So yeah, I guess using these as tools to improve your relationship with your clients, I think is such an important mind shift in how you think about how you use social media. It's the thing that you use to build a relationship with people at the end of the day, you know, to build your own kind of crew that is hanging out to see those messages and that type of thing. When you're dealing with these tools as well, another tool, I guess, that you could kind of term it as is the team member that you've got actually doing this stuff, whether that's you as the business owner that is operating these tools and posting things, or whether you, if you don't enjoy like posting on Facebook and like, you don't, like another member of the business, Joel, like one of the founders of our company, hates Facebook. So he won't be on there all of the time, for example, because he just doesn't find it a nice place to hang out, but loves LinkedIn, for example. So but we've got other members in our business that are the opposite and, you know, don't really like hanging out on LinkedIn. It's a bit dry and weird compared to, you know, the people the connections that they've made on Facebook. So I guess having a team member that's actually passionate about the platform makes a big difference, and they'll know the type of content that is expected on there as well. So you don't get something like, you know, maybe like a really professional services like mortgage broker posting a stock photo of a goldfish on Instagram, for example. You end up with something like that happening. So yeah, I guess think about maybe assigning like that social media champion or the platform champion in the business that's really gonna, you know, get behind it and use the platform to build relationships as well.
That's a great idea, Alex, and thank you so much for sharing so much about OnCord as far as utilizing it for social media. But I am curious, so what Dante's opinion is as far as looking at, was it Hootsuite, Sprout Social, and I'm going to throw my personal favorite as an alternative to OnCord, SEMrush. What would you think, Dante, with regards to those three? Do you find? I'm sure you've had a bit of a practice go at each.
Yeah, I probably used about 150 different tools over the last 10 years. And
those are the big ones, though, I think.
Yeah, those are definitely big ones. One that I really enjoy using is Sendable. It's a bit more expensive, but it does almost everything. You can even build your memes in that program and handle all that. What I really look for, I guess, because the API of Facebook is agnostic according to what's going into it. It doesn't care where it's coming from, as long as it's coming from your authentication. It doesn't really care which the platform is you're using. So you find the platform that's going to use for you. So one I will always look for in my own business is where it will post to, say, Google My Business posts as well. So that's a really important one for me because SEO is a very large part of what we do. So to add new material into Google is also equally as important as adding new material into LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, all of those channels. So to make sure that the platform you're using handles all the networks that you like to work with. So I will always look for what they post to and the ease of use that allows to do that. So is it easy to go, okay, if I'm going to post this to Instagram, what is the difference between the posts I send to Instagram that I'm sending to LinkedIn? Are they different posts? Is it flexible enough for me to post one thing to one platform, one thing to another? Or am I just literally spray and pray and sending everything out the exact same to every platform? So I just look for, I guess, flexibility and the ability to make sure it connects through to all the different networks I'm trying to connect to.
Awesome. No, thank you. What was that called? Extendable, you said?
Sendable is one of those. And there's another one called
Sendable.
Yeah, another one called OneUp, ONEUP. OneUp is also a really great one to do. But yeah, I've worked with Hootsuite, have no problems with that. In fact, their analytics in Hootsuite are really great, and the ability to watch feeds is really useful. And then Buffer for absolute beginners who are really beginning their journey. And this Buffer is like a fantastic tool. Doesn't connect to everything, but the things it does connect to, it does really well.
Awesome. Thanks, Dante. What we are coming up on is the close of the digital toolkit. So I'm going to get everyone to very quickly, I think we lost Trevor and David to meetings, unfortunately. So I'm sure they will be jumping in next week with us. Sorry, excuse me. So just quickly to close things off, I think that was an amazing conversation. Definitely, my goodness, definitely some real nuggets that popped up there. So I'm going to head over to, sorry, Lauren, to say goodbye and tell us how we can reach you.
Absolutely, of course. We'll let Katrina take a nice big glass of water. I think that's been going around. Annette and I had a coaching session today with our clients, and we were both gargling water like mad. So, yeah, awesome. Can't wait. The summit's going to be so exciting, Katrina, based on just the tidbits that we're all getting in these online sessions with the panel is just fantastic. So, can you imagine spending, you know, all that time at a summit with people when we can all get together again, and we may or may not be able to hug, but we can touch elbows or something at some stage, which is going to be awesome. You're welcome to jump into the Rocket Launch Your Business Facebook group. Annette and I have a coaching program at the moment, which is a ridiculous $100 a month for 2 coaching sessions with the group every month, and a members there and everything else. And that's really, we want to make it affordable for business owners to be able to get the advice they need right now, because they may well be sitting there with a hairdressing salon or something that is doing nothing, and they're sweating and they're trying to figure out what they do. We actually have a big event coming up at the end of May called Brave New World. We've put together some extraordinary experts from around the globe to talk to you about how you can not just repivot, reformat, whatever it is you want to call it at the moment, but survive into the next 6 years, 12 years, however long you want to be in business, but do stuff you love rather than, you know, forcing things to happen. I spoke to Kerwin Ray's mum the other day, Elizabeth. She's extraordinary, and one of the things she said was, you know, if you're forcing things, it's not right. If it doesn't come easily, if it doesn't just naturally happen, then it's the wrong thing to be doing. So, so yeah, we've got lots of awesome things happening in the Audacious Agency at the moment, awards coming up and all sorts of things, but you're welcome to contact myself and Annette there, or jump into that Rocket Launch Your Business Facebook group. That's what it's called, Rocket Launch Your Business on Facebook. And you can find us there with lots of tips and tools and training and everything else.
Thank you, Lauren. I seem to have found my voice again. I think I've been on Zoom pretty much all day, so I'm starting to lose my voice. I'll pass it over to Dante.
I guess the main message is to make sure you're present on those platforms and listening as much as you are talking. Just the whole spray and pray, post thing. It really is just, well, you see the groups and the pages that do that. They have no engagement, no one's talking, no one's participating, because basically no one's there. No one goes into a party wanting to just hear someone just talking at them the whole entire night. That person's got a pest. So the ability to be able to listen and participate in conversations that other people are starting, not just your conversations, I think can be a really good way to build a community.
Definitely. Dante, are you trying to tell me that I'm talking too much?
You're fine.
He's talking about me. We all know it.
No comment. So just quickly, before I get into trouble, I'm Katrina Paranik, and Ranking Australia is very, very pleased to put the toolkit on every week, and I'm really, really blessed to have so many amazing people to join me every week. And I just wanted to touch base on the fact that Ranking Australia has put together an amazing social media tool. It's essentially it's a matrix. It's a social media content prompt for entrepreneurs, for business owners who feel that they have the time to create the posts, but they struggle with creating posts that are going to create engagement with those posts and essentially take them from the social media platform through to their website, which is obviously the end game, or the objective of utilizing the social media posts platform. So Matrix is a new invention, I guess, or a new construct within Ranking Australia, which has been implemented within a few different companies at the moment, and we're looking at the results over the next couple of months. And I believe Hot and Healthy in Business is a case study for the implementation of this matrix. So we'll be looking forward to sharing some of those results with you as we move forward. So keep an eye out for that one. But moving over, thank you so much for your attention today, and I hope it's been educational as well as entertaining. Thank you, Lauren. Over to you, Liam.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of new innovative things at the moment. So if you've ever considered a full social media strategy, have a chat to us. For people in business at the moment, if you're sitting around at home, you're not making any money, now's the chance to do something new, try something new, innovate. If you've tried something new and it fails, you're still exactly where you are. We haven't seen much of a change in our own company, but we've definitely seen changes with the different clients that we work with, and trying to work with our international clients has been difficult as content creators. You can see that in the picture. We do tend to be there with the customers. So we've had to reinvent. One of the interesting things we've done just as part of the innovation is we've started creating cartoons. So cartoon drawings of our customers. We've taken photos that we have of them and used them as references and got them drawn up. So you can always think outside the box. There's always new opportunities to market, try something new. If you can't think outside the box, come talk to me and we'll see if we can build you a new box.
Nice. Over to you, Alex. Alex, you're on mute, darling.
Thank you. As I was saying before, I was so rudely muted myself. At the moment, yeah, there's been a lot of changes in how we are looking after clients, really, but not a whole lot of changes in how we work. So we sent the whole team home. We've all been working in our own home studios instead. Still, yeah, calling as many people as we have time to do in the day, seeing how we can help and that type of thing as well. I guess if you are in a situation where you're not happy with the site, or you've got spare time to be able to get more acquainted with what it takes to build a site and some of the tools that are out there. We've got one of our awesome partners in here as well, Katrina, who's an on-court expert that will be able to help you have a look over the site and discuss whether on-court's appropriate as well. You'll also find heaps of videos and tutorials and things on our site about how to best use our platform and create a good online presence as well.
Thanks, Alex. Really appreciate it. So I do believe, has everyone said their goodbyes? Nicole, you're next.
Cool. So I better unmute myself, or I'll do an Alex. Maybe that's a new term. Don't do an Alex. So one of the things to do with small businesses is that we really do have to be good at so much. It's crazy. We have to be the marketing person, the salesperson, the ideas person, PR, bookkeeping, legal. We have to be everything. And we also have to be people, and we have to, take care of, what's most important to us. And our businesses are there to serve us, not the other way around. So we created, and we know that social media marketing is one of the most cost-effective and effective ways for small businesses to run their business and to grow their business. Of course, that depends on making sure you're on the right platform and all the things we've already talked about. So we created a 4-week training program. We target women in small business, but it's applicable to anyone. And we cover 4 areas. So week 1 is your avatar. Who's your customer? Who you're talking to? Where they're hanging out? What's their pain point? How do you solve those pain points so that you can target your messages on social media, engaging with the right audience who's going to be prepared to and encouraged to buy what you are offering in the end. The week number 2 is how to sell without being salesy. We mentioned it right at the beginning. No one likes to be sold to. We want to have a relationship, right? We want to feel like you actually give a crap. Oh, pardon. Sorry, Katrina. Actually give a, you know, they're important to you. And, you know, you want to make sure that you're solving their problem in a way that actually gets them to know, like, and trust you very quickly. And then they want to buy from you. Then the week 3 is create a year's worth of content in one afternoon, because you shouldn't be a slave to social media marketing. And the other one is how to implement your social media marketing strategy in 15 minutes a day. Now, I do the training and I get really, really involved with the person's business and add all the business coaching that goes around that. But the idea is that you learn enough to do it yourself effectively or outsource it with confidence. Because unless you are in the business of social media content creation, you should just be using it as a tool in your business. You don't go and study accounting if you're a coach because you need accounting for your business. You learn enough to engage the right professionals who can do that, or do the basics for yourself so you can move on. So check that out at hotandhealthyglobal.com or send me a PM on Facebook. I'm all over there. Dante loves that. And it's really, really affordable. And it's a skill that you will learn, you'll be able to apply in your business forever. So definitely go and check that out. And Katrina, I want to say thank you. This is the value in what's in these weekly sessions is just truly amazing for small businesses. And we really do need to keep putting this out there. So thank you for the opportunity as well.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for everyone taking the time out today to join in and provide their insight and experience and colourful perspectives. What I will ask everyone to do, though, is to just, you know, jump in next session to the actual toolkit so that you can put questions forward to us, or just feel free to follow the each of our Facebook pages, because we're all hosts and you can see it live on our pages, or at least you should be able to jump in where you can actually watch it. So yes, we really enjoyed the sessions every week, and we look forward to the next one, which will be content is not enough. So focusing on what's going to actually get you up on search engines and get you found online. Yeah, so I think just to clarify with one very big main idea here is that whatever technology, whatever tool you're using, whatever business process you have, you need a strategy. Because without having a plan of action or an end goal, you can't, I mean, you're just, you know, burning your energy in activities that have no end result, or at least no flow to actually generate something of substance for your business. So definitely have a chat to any one of these experts that are on the toolkit each week. Feel free to jump out and have a chat with myself as well. We are all very well connected with people who, if we are not experts in your particular industry and we know someone better, we will always refer you to have a chat with the person who will best suit your business and your needs. So feel free to drop us a line. But again, thank you for watching, and we look forward to bringing you the toolkit next week. Bye for now.